Good evening. Coming up tonight.
A $3.5 billion accounting error for the state of South Carolina has come to the public eye recently.
Plus, a potential South Carolina bill is in the works to keep Airbnb and Vrbo from being banned in the state.
And later, Spencer Ball fills us in on the close game the women's basketball team played Sunday.
But first, Nicole Smith is here in the studio with us now. Nicole, what weather can we expect to see this weekend?
We can be expecting to see some cloudy weather coming up. I'll have the weather forecast for this week and more tonight for you on SGTV. Student News at 7.
Live from the Kennedy Greenhouse Studio.
This is Student News at 7.
Good evening, Carolina. I'm Tyler Perrone.
And I'm Alex Tetor. Thanks for joining us tonight.
An accounting error within the South Carolina State House led to reporting $3.5 billion more than the state had. The state's chief accountant said that the state's accounting system had been accidentally double counting money transferred to colleges since at least 2012.
South Carolina Comptroller Richard Ekstrom discussed the mistake with senators who oversee spending. Ekstrom explained how the issue began when the state changed accounting systems nearly 10 years ago.
The problem was first noticed in 2020 during the pandemic. Ekstrom first informed Governor Henry McMaster about the error in November of 2022.
Senate Finance Committee Chair Harvey Peeler said about this situation, quote, "We want to know what happened, why it happened, and what we're going to do to make sure it never happens again," end quote.
The Finance Committee has asked for a more extensive report, but it seems that this error will not impact this year's budget.
Yesterday, the Columbia Police Department investigated a possible assault at a local apartment complex. Officers were called to the Hampton Court Apartments off of Garner's Ferry Road after receiving notice of domestic violence.
Exact details of the incident are unclear, but police believe that a gun was involved in some way. Police are unsure of the location of the weapon in question, as well as if the gun was ever fired at the complex in the first place.
One male suspect was detained at the scene for further questioning. Nobody was injured at the site or time of the incident. The investigation is still ongoing.
A South Carolina State House bill is working to make local bans on short-term rentals illegal. That means that cities are trying to ban rentals like Airbnb and Vrbo, which could be devastating for South Carolina tourism.
A study by USC research economist Joseph Von Nessen found that these short-term rentals have a $4.2 billion impact on South Carolina's economy each year. Several cities in South Carolina have tried to regulate or even ban short-term house rentals.
Sullivan's Island, Greenville, and Myrtle Beach are a few cities that already have regulations. Even Columbia is considering further regulating their short-term rentals.
Georgetown Representative Lee Hewitt states about these rentals, quote, 1% of the properties are causing 95% of the issues that are causing the cities and counties to act this way, end quote. This bill is currently awaiting a hearing.
This weekend, the city of Columbia announced that the Lexington County Water Advisory has been repealed. The advisory was originally created due to a main break in the plumbing system that would result in possible bacterial contamination.
A planned construction project initiated the break in the system, meaning that no harm has come to the pipeline. Certain areas of the city received notice stating that they should boil their water for at least 1 minute before use to avoid contamination.
Columbia Water Laboratory staff has since collected bacteria samples that were then analyzed by City of Columbia Waterworks. Waterworks staff has since concluded that the water system is safe to use and that users no longer need to boil their water. You know, I'm glad that they got through the couple-week stint of having to boil water, but I am also just as much glad that the city did report to users
Absolutely.
before and that nobody was hurt.
It certainly could have been a lot worse, and I'm glad that we're out of that woods now. Coming up after the break, the latest in Gamecock sports. Stay close. SGTV News 4 sports reporter Spencer Ball has the scoop. What have you got for us, Spencer?
Gamecock baseball opened their season this weekend at Founders Park with a 3-game series against UMass Lowell. The Bats started off hot on Friday with the Gamecocks getting the victory 20-3 over the Riverhawks. Sports reporter Violet Raftery has the action from Game 2.
I'm at Founders Park where the Gamecocks just hosted UMass Lowell for the second game of the 2023 season. Following yesterday's victory of 20-3 on opening day, the Gamecocks put up another dominant performance with a final score of 17-1. Let's take a look at some of the action. The explosive Gamecock offense was highlighted by senior shortstop Braylon Wimmer's towering grand slam in the 4th inning. On the mound for the Gamecocks, starting pitcher Noah Hall went 5 1/3 innings, allowing only 2 hits and 1 walk, which accounted for the only 3 base runners the Riverhawks could manage. The Gamecocks were also able to capitalize off of 3 errors from the Riverhawks while putting up a perfect fielding percentage of their own. Both teams will be back here at 1:30 p.m. tomorrow for the 3rd and final game of this series. For SGTV News 4 Sports, I'm Violet Raftery.
Thanks, Violet. After their Game 2 victory, Carolina would seal the deal on Sunday with a 12-1 victory to start the season off strong. Sweeping the first series of the season is always good, and the 23rd ranked Gamecocks are back in action tomorrow at 4 p.m. to take on Winthrop. Gamecock women's basketball defeated the Rebels of Ole Miss yesterday in a close overtime battle by a score of 64-57 in Oxford. The Gamecocks looked sloppy as they had 15 turnovers and only shot 37.7% from the field. Senior guard Zia Cook led the Gamecocks with 24 points, giving her back-to-back games with at least 20 points. Ole Miss kept the lead within 6 points the entirety of the game until the overtime period. The Gamecocks would outscore the Rebels 9-2 in Carolina's second overtime game of the season, giving them their 33rd straight victory. The Gamecocks are back in action this Thursday as they travel to Knoxville to take on the Tennessee Volunteers at 7 p.m. on ESPN.
Thanks, Spencer. Coming up after the break, News 4 entertainment reporter Rachel Carter will lay down the talk of the town. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Joining me now is entertainment reporter Rachel Carter to fill us in on what's happening in Columbia this weekend. What do you have for us, Rachel?
Mardis Gras is coming to Columbia this week. The Cola Jazz Foundation is presenting Live in the Lobby Jazz 2023 NOLA to Cola through its partnership with the Koger Center for the Arts. This event will consist of 6 separate concerts, each held throughout the Koger Center's facility, including performances by world-renowned alto saxophonist Wes Warm Daddy Anderson. The concert series is designed for audiences seeking the funky sounds of New Orleans jazz and will be presented this Tuesday, also known as Fat Tuesday, the final day of the Mardi Gras celebration at 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $23 and can be purchased at KogerCenterForTheArts.com. So I personally think this sounds like an amazing event. I mean, I did not have the privilege of going to New Orleans to celebrate Mardi Gras, so this would be a great way to have something similar.
No, me neither. I have some friends down at Tulane University, and they just keep raving about Mardi Gras. I'm glad that we'll get a taste of it here in Columbia.
For sure. And looking a bit more locally, USC's theater performance faculty is presenting a 10-minute play festival on campus this Thursday. During the event, a collection of 10-minute plays will be performed and directed by members of the university's theater performance faculty. The performances will begin at 8:00 p.m. Thursday night and will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday nights as well. The festival is being held at the Lab Theater, located inside of the Booker T. Washington Auditorium on campus, and admission is $10. Tickets can be purchased at sc.universitytickets.com. That also sounds like a super fun event, and that's a bit more local here right on campus. I mean, we could practically walk to it.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I have some friends in that theater program. I'm actually in a theater class in Booker T. Washington, and I know it'll be a great time.
Yeah, I've had a class there before, and it's a great auditorium, too. That's all your entertainment news for tonight. Coming up after the break, Nicole Smith will let you know if this warm weather sticks around. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Nicole Smith. Here's your look at tonight's forecast. Tonight's temperatures are hitting 61 degrees with those winds going 10 miles per hour. And we're going to be seeing that new moon here tonight with some partly cloudy skies. Now let's take a look at what South Carolina is going to be looking like as a whole. As you can see here in this upper region, we have those mid to high 70s. And as we move down to those mid to lower regions, we have those mid to high 70s with a few in Columbia, Myrtle Beach, and Aikens straying away, hitting those low 70s. Now let's kind of wrap up what this week is going to be looking like. We're going to be seeing some more warmer weather, but don't let that trick you because we're going to have some cloudy skies this week with some showers here on Saturday in the morning and a slight temperature jump on Tuesday. That is all I have for tonight. After the break, you'll have tonight's edition of Carolina Canines. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
And finally, tonight's Carolina Canine features Jax.
Don't let those distinguished gray hairs fool you. Jax is only 4 years old and still has a lot of love to give. He's a kind boy that loves a cuddle.
If you're interested in adopting Jax, he's currently up for adoption out of Columbia Animal Services. Check out their website at animalservices.columbiase.gov. Now, when I was looking at Jax this afternoon, he was just adorable. He looked like a fluffy pillow, and I wanted to give him a huge hug.
Yes, I agree. I'm glad that he loves to cuddle because that's exactly what I want from a dog like Jax. 4 years old, I mean...
What else can you ask for?
I hope someone takes him.
Gosh, maybe me. That wraps up tonight's edition of Student News at 7.
Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SGTV at USC.
To keep up with all of our content, be sure to also visit us online at sgtvonline.com. For SGTV News 4, I'm Alex Tetor.
And I'm Tyler Perrone. From all of us here at SGTV, have a great night, Carolina. Forever to be.